Yeah, take a look, guys. We are here in Tacoma. This is where it's taking place right now. Dan Konzelman going up to the podium right now. He's a man who rescued 15 people in the moments after that December 18th train derailment. Set to be honored with the North Star Award. It's a national award. Dan's an Eagle Scout. Let's see if we can listen in.
At approximately 7:30 a.m., 24-year-old Eagle Scout Daniel Konzelman was on his way to work and driving north on I-5 with his girlfriend, Alicia Huberson, near Joint Base Lewis McChord. It was the first morning of a new route for an Amtrak passenger train from Portland to Seattle. Daniel noticed that traffic was moving a little quicker than normal when he was driving about 60 miles an hour and saw the train actually passing by. He noticed the train was going much faster than he had seen a train travel before. As he approached the bridge near JBLM, cars began slamming on brakes. When he looked up, he saw that some of the train cars were hanging off the bridge. Daniel pulled off the freeway and then ran onto the tracks, leading to the rail bridge. He witnessed about 5 people climbing out of the train car and onto the bridge. 2 cars were turned sideways. Passengers had broken out an emergency window. Several had medical issues such as bleeding, bone injuries, and respiratory problems. Daniel and Alicia ran to help passengers onto the freeway. Konzelman then climbed into one of the train cars and started helping passengers. He moved through 4 train cars and helped about 15 people to get out. He assisted a police officer, T.J. Rodriguez, in punching through a window to get inside a train car that had flipped over. He comforted many passengers as they regained consciousness after almost 20 minutes of being on this train. Throughout the experience, he was concerned that the train car that was dangling above them could fall at any time. For courage in the face of significant danger, for thoughtful help in a time of crisis, for recognizing and remembering the motto of Boy Scouts of America and helping others at all times, for remembering his Boy Scout training and responding to save the lives of numerous passengers, for being an amazing example of the kind of young person that Scouting is proud to call an Eagle Scout. The Pacific Harbors Council is proud to present Daniel Konzelman with the highest award that we can present to someone for service to others, the North Star Award. Presenting this award will be actually Toby Capps, who's our area president, representing Idaho, Oregon, Washington, and Alaska. But when I contacted Toby to get his bio on Dan, he said he has the most amazing uncle in the world. So in addition to being a scouting volunteer, Toby is Dan's uncle.
Pretty amazing moment right there. Dan Konzelman receiving the North Star Award. I believe he will be making some remarks. We'll see right here.
Just a moment, have Daniel speak to us a little bit about his experience.
Yes, I would love to. I can come over here. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Congratulations. Thank you.
All I can say is that I am honored beyond words, very humbled to get to be up here. I know that in a lot of ways I was in, some people have said the wrong place at the wrong time, but I think that I was in the right place at the right time, being equipped with what I have through the scouting program. And I know that many of you, if you were there and in my shoes, you would have done the same thing. I know it. And I think through this experience, I've just realized the value of human life. It's so easy to take life for granted, and yet we are so fragile. Every breath that we have, every step that we take is a gift. And I saw how quickly that can be taken away. And it's humbling. But it's also, I feel like it really awakened my soul and my heart to love people better. And I know many of you know what happened that day. It was an accident. A lot of people got injured. A lot of people's lives are changed for forever. And I think that all you can do in a situation like that, for me personally, I felt very helpless. And I think it comes down to just asking yourself, what would you want somebody to do for you, or I'll speak to myself, what would I want somebody to do for me if I was pinned underneath a train or I was paralyzed from the neck down? You know, and nobody chose to be in that position. Nobody wants to be in that position. And so I think that I was so touched that I got to be with those people in their moment of need when they were sort of in shock, but also sort of realizing like, wow, I think my life might be changed for forever. And Alex, I think he may or may not be here. He's a newscaster. He was actually on the train. I got to do a quick interview with him yesterday, and thank God he got off the train that stopped before it crashed. And he was showing me pictures of some of his time on the train right before it crashed. And I recognized almost every person in the picture. I was like, I was with that guy. He was pinned underneath the train, and I grabbed his hand and I just stayed with him. And it was just, I don't know, I think that I have been, I don't know if it's fair to say that blessing can come out of tragedy, but I think that I have been the most blessed and the most changed by this entire experience, and getting to even just be up here and speaking before you guys this morning and getting to meet all these incredible people. I think that I have been the most blessed out of anybody. And again, like, to get awarded for something that just seems, I don't know, it was just helping people, you know. And I would hope that if I'm ever in a situation like that somebody would come and help me as well, and that they would get an award too. But so many people do heroic things and don't get awards. So I want to thank you guys so much for just the privilege and the honor to get to be called a Boy Scout, to get to be an Eagle Scout, to get to fellowship with so many incredible people. And your story touched my heart. I was trying not to cry the whole time. But I feel for your loss, and it's so inspiring in spite of loss. It's not what happens to us, it's what we do with what happens to us that matters, because we can't control what happens to us. And I think that your story is just so incredible, to just make the most. We get one shot at life, and it's pretty short. And I personally want to make the most of this life. I want to impact as many people as I can. And honestly, this has been such a cool platform to get to speak life, and to get to speak at different Cub Scout troops and Boy Scout troops, and just encourage them, be faithful with where you're at right now. Every day matters, you know. And I never ever thought that I would use what I learned in Boy Scouts at the capacity that I did, but I did. And if I hadn't been prepared, I wouldn't have been able to. And so every Boy Scout troop I go to, I just encourage the kids, be faithful, because you're building a platform that you never know what doors it's going to open. And I'm so thankful for all of my Boy Scout leaders, my uncle, who's just set an unbelievable example for all 5 of my brothers, who are all Eagle Scouts, to just be faithful with where you're at. So thank you guys. And again, I'm just so humbled to get to be here with you this morning. And yes, just all I can say is thank you. So.
There you have it. Dan Conselman, deeply moved by his words, and I think in a world with so many difficult headlines right now, you just witnessed what is so great about the goodness and humanity. A tremendous guy right there who stepped in at a very difficult time.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I know our accountants.
I know, Alex, Dan just touched on a conversation that the two of you had when you and photographer Jim Scott were on Train 3 right before the derailment. You could have been in that as well, so I know you're watching this a little bit differently this morning.
And we're so grateful for somebody like him who stepped in at that time to help the people.
Yeah, I had a hard time hearing you. We're going to let you go there, Alex. But you know, it's no wonder at all that Dan is an Eagle Scout along with his 5 brothers. What an extraordinary young man. And to say that it's so true. It's not what happens to you, it's what you do with what happens to you.
Yeah, great words.
And that he says he feels like he's the most blessed person after all that he's been through.
It's a special person,
to help
true
all
hero.
those people.
Yeah, we often talk about what is a hero. I think Dan Conselman's one of them.